Welcome back to another episode of Focus Unleashed. So, last episode, we talked about traction, the moment where the work starts working. Today, we're going to go a little bit deeper. And this is going to be something that I deal with a lot in the personal training world. Is people want proof. I can tell you that my system is great. It will get you results. But in order for people to commit, they need some kind of proof. Whether it be with past clients or me giving them an initial free session so that they can understand how their body's going to feel and that they feel like the system has potential. There is always the need for proof. Because once traction shows up, something even bigger happens. You get the proof. Proof is the moment your identity becomes undeniable. Proof is the moment you stop needing motivation. Proof is the moment you realize I'm not guessing anymore, I'm becoming. So this episode is just an extension of the last episode, but we're going to take it a little bit deeper and really talk about the proof that a lot of people need to build on so that they continue on their journey. Like I said, in the personal training world, that is what people want to see. If they're going to pay me for my expertise, then they expect results. They need proof that it's going to work. So in that first month, 2 months, 3 months, they are looking for that proof. When they get it, they don't need motivation anymore because the proof has shown up. And they're excited and they come in here and they want to work harder. They want to do more because they see the proof that came from the traction that we built. Like I said, in my life, I'm at that traction phase. I got my first taste of proof and I'm excited and I'm diving in head first into deeper waters to really commit and get more proof that the system is working. So today we're going to talk about proof. So get settled in. This is the episode of Proof. All right, let's jump right in. Let's talk about what proof really is. Proof isn't hype. Proof isn't a feeling. Proof isn't a lucky break. Proof is evidence. Evidence that your identity you've been building is real. Evidence that the system you've been running is working. Evidence that the person you are becoming is showing up in your results. Proof is the shift from I hope this works to I know who I am. I felt that into last week, into this week. I know exactly who I am at this stage in the year with the success that I've built thus far. I know exactly who I am. I don't wonder if this is going to work anymore. I know that Focus Unleashed, the system that I have implemented in my life, is working for me, even though I don't like it sometimes because the old me fights to come back. But I am committed to the Focus Unleashed system that I've implemented, and it has proved to be successful with the proof of accomplishing the first phase. Now I'm extremely excited about the second phase. I don't doubt anymore. It's just more excitement, more intentional movement, because I know committing to it 125% versus the 110% that I have been committed to it is going to produce more proof that the system is working. We're looking for evidence in everything that we do. Every time we set out to accomplish a goal, we want evidence that we're moving in the right direction. Sometimes it shows up as obvious proof, but sometimes you really have to look for it. You really have to dig deep and find it. But it's there. And once it's there, it just builds and builds and builds. So let's break down proof into stages. The first stage of proof shows up as small confirmations. You stay consistent when you normally would have quit. You make decisions from identity instead of insecurity. You feel the momentum instead of the pressure. These are early signs. The first stage of proof is internal. You feel the shift before anyone else sees it. That's when you know you're becoming someone new. So we always are looking a lot of the times outside of ourselves for proof that we're moving in the right direction, that we're going to accomplish our goals, that the decisions that we're making are right. But the first stages of proof are internal. You have to believe it before you see it. You have to commit to it before you actually see the results. And sometimes that's very, very hard. But it's crucial to feel it and believe it before it actually happens. And once you get that, the second stage is actually seeing some proof. It's not the overall proof that you will succeed, but it is proof that you are moving in the right direction. That's where you start to build that confidence. That's where you really start to commit to being the person that you're setting out to be. And then the third stage the third stage of proof is just stacking the wins. One win after another, you keep stacking them until the goal is accomplished. So proof is a stages of evidence. The first is internal. Once you believe it, trust it, and commit to it without any doubt, that's the first sign of proof that you're moving in the right direction. The second is accomplishing that first major win. Something happens. You accomplish a stage. You finish a phase. That builds more confidence and evidence that you're moving in the right direction. Then the third stage is you just keep stacking those wins. One after another, you keep stacking them and you reach your goals. So when you think about it in stages, I told you before the traction episode that I was starting to feel different, that I was starting to really see things coming together. And then my proof moment happened. It showed up when I completed the first phase of my first real estate goal, the one tied to fulfilling my dad's legacy. That wasn't just a task. That wasn't just progress. That was proof. Proof that alignment works. Proof that discipline compounds. Proof that identity produces results. Proof that I'm not talking about legacy. I'm stepping into it. That moment wasn't about real estate. It was about becoming the person who finishes what he starts. And ultimately, that is my dad's legacy to me. He always finished what he started. Even if the outcome wasn't what he thought it was going to be, he finished it. And then from that, he learned. He learned from situations that didn't go exactly the way he thought it would. But the next time a similar situation came around, he was that much better. That's kind of the identity that I'm stepping into, the person I want to be, and the way that I'm going to create the success that I'm looking for in 2026 is finishing what I start. I can honestly say I've never done that before. I've always half done 90% of everything in my life. At 47 years old, I knew I had to make a change. And I committed to that in December 2025. And up until this point, things have been 100% different. I'm a different person. I feel great. I don't have a lot of doubt. I don't question things. I just commit and follow through. So why does proof matter? Proof changes everything because it changes belief. Before proof, belief is a choice. After proof, belief is a fact. Proof removes doubt. Proof removes hesitation. Proof removes the need for external validation. Proof gives you the evidence that isn't loud, it's grounded. It's quiet. It's steady. It's real. Proof is the foundation of unstoppable identity. I think that's why before this year, if I was doing a social media campaign to boost my business and I made a post and it didn't get a lot of likes, then I would doubt my ability not only to generate business for myself, but am I in the right business? Am I a good personal trainer? And that happens with a lot of areas in my life before this year. When I was in sports, doubt was a prominent issue in my athletic career. Did I match up well with other people? Could I compete? Can I make the big plays? Am I going to mess up? All those running questions in the midst of a game. You know, these questions are rolling in the back of my head. There were times when I would do something in a game that I couldn't think about at the time because it just happened. And that should have been proof to me that, hey, I can do this. Hey, I can do this. I am this. But I couldn't shut the voices in the back of my mind down because I needed more proof. It would happen once, but I couldn't repeat it. I couldn't repeat it because I didn't give the effort. I wasn't relentlessly focused to it. I wasn't committed to it. So it was just a never ending cycle of working on something, not turning out the way that I thought it would, continuing to give half effort, not truly committing to it, not getting the proof that I can do it, and then eventually letting it go. So proof is important. You need it, but you need it more for you than for others. You don't need external validation. You need internal validation. And that's what proof should provide. The internal validation that you can do anything that you put your mind to. We say it all the time. You can do anything you put your mind to. But do you believe that? If you don't believe it, if you hear it, or even if you say it, it doesn't mean a whole lot. That internal validation that you get from traction that creates proof is all you need to be successful. Anything else is extra. You have to be there for yourself. You have to believe in yourself. Anybody else that believes in you and that pushes you and encourages you, that's a bonus. Enjoy it, love it. There's not a lot of that out there. But if you can build that internal validation, you will see the proof expose itself quicker, faster, and more prominently than if you're waiting for someone else to validate you and your goals. So the biggest question is, how do you create proof? Proof doesn't appear randomly. You create it through aligned action, doing what matches who you're becoming, consistent reps, stacking evidence daily, intentional focus, staying narrow, not scattered, and patience. Letting the identity mature long enough to show results. Proof is built, not found. And once you build it, no one can take it from you. I think the biggest takeaway from this should be two things. Consistent reps, doing what you commit to every day that you commit to it. And intentional focus, staying narrow, not scattered. You can have 10 goals in a year, and there's nothing wrong with that. Be as ambitious as you possibly can. It helps you stay focused because you know you have a lot to accomplish. But focus on one goal at a time. Don't spread yourself over 10 different goals and expect that to work. There's not enough time in the day, and there's not enough energy that you can commit to 10 different things to be able to accomplish it. So intentional focus on one, you accomplish it, then you move to the next. That's what we're looking for. That's how you build proof. When you build that proof, you start to create an identity shift. Because proof is the moment you stop performing and start embodying. You stop trying to convince yourself. You stop trying to convince others. You stop trying to feel motivated. Proof gives you something better than motivation. Certainty. Certainty in who you are. Certainty in where you're going. Certainty in the system you're running. Proof is the identity upgrade you've been working toward. Now, in the beginning of the episode, I was talking about how the old me tries to get me to fall back in its ways. And that is a constant struggle. One of my biggest issues before this year was I was a procrastinator. If I could put it off, I would. And that created a lot of issues because I felt like I was always behind. So the identity upgrade for me is that I am proactive to the smallest degree. Like I know right now that I need gas in my truck. I also know I have enough gas to get home and enough gas to get to the gas station in the morning. Old me would say, I'll get it in the morning. This year, when I get done, I'm going to go get gas. Yes, that seems very, very small. But what it creates is proof that I have created an identity shift. And I have to build on that every single day. Because the moment that I slip back into my old identity, the possibility of me correcting that the next day is very unlikely because it's so comfortable. Believe me, it was so comfortable putting things off to the very last minute. Like I said, there's plenty of days that I cuss Focus Unleashed, because it makes me be the person that I'm trying to be, but it does make me work harder than my old identity. But I am seeing the proof that pushing myself towards this identity and embracing this stage that I'm at right now, knowing that I'm moving toward the successful identity that I'm striving for in 2026, I'm getting that proof that it's working. So, as hard as it may be some days, it's very easy to commit to the harder objective, which is stay proactive, because I know that I'm constantly moving towards the person that I want to be. And that's because proof is in the daily work that I'm doing. So the mission this week for me and for whoever wants to take it on, look for the proof. Document the proof. Celebrate the proof. Build on the proof. Because once you see proof, you can't unsee it. And once you can't unsee it, you can't go back. Proof is the point of no return in the best way possible. I mean, I just talked about it. I see it. So as easy as it would be to go back to my old identity, I've seen the proof that if I just stay focused on who I am and who I'm becoming and keep doing those things daily, it's consistent proof that I'm doing what I need to do. And now that I have that proof, it may be easy to go back, but it's harder for me to justify going back because I'm not the same person. I'm different. The identity is different. The proof has created this new identity. So it is very, very hard to go back. And that's a good thing. I should celebrate it. And I do celebrate it. I know I talk about it like it's a bad thing, but there is that constant struggle. And there always will be, because ease and comfort is something that will always try to pull you back to who you were. Because working consistently, harder, longer, more intentional, more focused can be exhausting. But the results speak for themselves. So I know I talk about it like it's a bad thing, but it's a really, really good thing. And I'm excited about it. And I celebrate it. Even though I cuss it, I celebrate it because I see how far it's gotten me up until this point. And I love every minute of it. So look for it. Document it. Celebrate it. Build on it. The proof is there. You have to commit to it. Proof is the moment your identity becomes visible. It's the moment your work becomes evidence. It's the moment your belief becomes grounded. You don't need more hype. You don't need more pressure. You need proof. And once you have it, everything changes. This is Focus Unleashed. Let's keep building the evidence. And as always, stay focused and be ready to unleash.